We welcome you to day number 4 of the Colt World Series. This is a consolation game here between Greensboro, North Carolina, and the team from Aruba. Greensboro, North Carolina will be your home team for today. Aruba will start things off with Radiantly Mercolina as your leadoff hitter. Game got started a little early for us today. Your count currently is 3-0. We'll try to get you some lineups and things, maybe between innings. Your starting pitcher today for Greensboro, North Carolina is going to be number 16. That's Gray Belinkus. And it'll start things with a 4-pitch walk. So Mercolina will earn his way on base. Sean Walker, Mike Rossick here to kick things off for you. We're still kind of filling out our lineup cards as well.
Yeah, trying to get started this morning. Little bit of mix-up this morning, but we take a look out here. Nice sunny day, somewhat cloudy, but a lot warmer than it has been the last couple days. Great day for baseball.
This is one of 3 games that we'll have for you today. This one, obviously, these two teams are out of the tournament, this consolation game, but we've got a couple of teams playing later tonight for trying to keep their tournament hopes alive. As game number 14 will feature the team from Michigan versus Louisiana. And then later this evening, you'll have a rematch in what we saw earlier in the tournament. It'll be South Korea versus Mexico.
Really looking forward to the Michigan-Louisiana game, featuring some really good pitching by Michigan and then some high-powered offense from Louisiana. We'll see which one will come out on top tonight.
This delivery off the plate, back-to-back walks to start the game, and that is not ideal for this team for Greensboro, North Carolina, who honestly put up a lot of numbers. And if you think about it, Mike, they should be in the driver's seat in this tournament. They took a 5-run lead into the bottom of the 7th inning and lost to South Korea. They took an 8-run lead into the bottom of the 7th inning to end up going to extras and losing to Lafayette.
Yeah, this team has the capability of putting up big runs. They've just not been able to close the door late on teams. As you see here, he's still struggling to find the strike zone, not anywhere near around the plate yet.
1-1 count. 2 runners on. This batter is Jarek Francis. This team from Aruba has struggled in the tournament. They got no hit by Michigan on the opening day and then turned around and only put up 1 hit in their loss to Louisiana. That one out of the zone. They'll snap back and throw behind the runner, but nobody paying attention, including the first baseman.
If the first baseman had been looking there, that would have been an easy out. But you see there now, 1 run's able to score, and the runner from first is able to get to third.
But I tell you, some very, very sloppy play here early on. Pitcher struggling to throw strikes. And honestly, you had a base runner and the first base. Neither one were paying attention there on that throw. If first baseman has his head up right there, that's an easy out at first base.
Easy out, because the runner was over there looking at the coach at third base and standing about 15 feet off of the bag.
This one fouled away. So 1-0 early for Aruba, and they still don't have a hit on the board.
And they've put their first run across for the tournament, which is a good sign for Aruba.
Belinkus delivers. This one drilled into center field, and that'll get the hit going here for today. As Francis rips that one into center field, he'll have a single and an RBI.
Nice piece of hitting there by Francis. Didn't try to do too much with it, just stayed short through the zone and drove it right back up the middle.
That'll bring up your 4-hitter in Emerson Cornelis. But first, let's take a look at this one again, Mike. This is you talked about.
Take a look there as he just drives it right up the middle. Nowhere close to the shortstop or second baseman. Perfect hit.
This pitch in there for a strike as Cornelis takes a good hack at it on first offering. This one scoots away from the catcher.
Francis taking a hard turn around second. He's going to make his way to third. Here comes the throw, and he's in there.
Boy, aggressive play early on from Aruba, and Greensboro looks like they're asleep right now, Mike.
They definitely don't look like they've come out of the gates with a whole lot of energy. This is a consolation game. take a look at it here as the ball skips by the catcher. Francis with a great heads-up play there, seeing the catcher didn't get back to it in time and is able to get to third.
And that's a catcher in Darnell who I thought has been fantastic throughout this tournament. I got to talk about that the other night against the Lafayette All-Stars. He was solid behind the plate.
He does a really good job. As you see a nice hit there into the gap in right center. This may be extra bases.
He'll drive in the RBI. He's got 2. He's going to go for 3. Throw comes in. Slide is in time. And that is a triple for the cleanup hitter in Cornelis. And Aruba is in business right now.
Aruba looking very aggressive this morning. As you see here, he hustles out of the box as soon as he hits it. He's thinking 3 the whole way. As he drives it out to the IU banner in right center field, and he never even hesitated. He was going to third the whole time.
Got a meeting at the mound here, the coaching staff, and that's going to do it for Belinkus. So his day is over before we even get an out. And it looks like Martinez, the first baseman, will now be handed the ball. So we'll see who goes over to first to take his spot here momentarily.
And you've got to wonder if it's just taking a little while for these Aruba bats to finally wake up. But now you're starting to see the type of hitters that they are, the type of team that they've been throughout the season to earn their spot in this Colt World Series.
So for Belinkus, doesn't record an out, gives up a couple of hits, a couple of earned runs, and walked the first 2 batters face.
And as a pitcher, when you start off the game allowing 2 base runners on by free passes, that's really tough to dig out, and you've really got to depend on your gloves behind you. And he just wasn't making the pitches to record outs or get any ground balls.
So Martinez will warm up. We'll have to, again, try to figure out who's going to go over and take his place at first base. There's some of the fans taking in this early game a look inside the Aruba dugout. For this team from Aruba, we talked about it. They got no hit in their opening round game against Bay County. Bay County, Michigan starting pitcher that day, phenomenal.
Yeah, I believe that was Brandon Brown for the Michigan team that just
or 1 hit. I'm sorry, they got 1 hit that day.
Late in the game. Just a phenomenal outing by him, not only at the plate or on the mound, but also at the plate. I believe he was 3 for 3 that game and driving in several runs, or driving in the only run for the team. Then against the Lafayette team, or the Louisiana team, that's when they got no hit, and Louisiana exploded for 17 runs against this Aruba team.
That was Hunter Ryberg that day.
And that was what year was the last no-hitter in this?
Ryberg.
Yeah, Ryberg was
Hunter
the
Ryberg.
pitcher. The first no-hitter since what year was that, Sean?
2012. Jorge Olivas from Mexico. So it looks like basically Isaiah Hairston just came into play. So instead of being a DH, he will now fill that position and move over to first base for Greensboro. And they'll take the first baseman in Martinez and move him to the mound. So the lefty comes aboard, inheriting a runner on third base. First pitch offering up out of the zone. And your batter in the box right now is Reggie Eduardo, the starting catcher for Aruba.
Nice
swinging
pitch
strike.
there. Getting the chase after that.
This offering in the dirt. It's going to scoot away, but Darnell does a good job of getting enough of it to keep it close by.
See Darnell showing a little frustration back there. I think he knows he's a better catcher than what he's shown in the first couple of batters.
2-1 count now. That one just off the inside corner. Oh, he's going to give it to him. Little delayed call there. 2-2. This one slapped towards third. It'll be a fair ball. Nice job defensively to throw across, and the runner had to retreat back to third base. Great play by Rim that time.
Very nice play there at third base. Didn't rush himself, took his time, as you see here. Just a little slap down the third baseline, but a tough play going back towards the bag. Sets his feet, makes a really nice throw to first in time to get the runner.
This will be Norangelo Jacobus, starting shortstop today for Aruba.
Jacobus in the first game threw a very nice inning, or a nice game, only allowing 1 run to the Michigan team, although that was enough to beat the Aruba team.
Martinez's delivery. Check swing, did not get a piece of it with the ball, so the run will come home to score as it scoots away. So runner scores on a pass ball. That was Cornelis. Oh, 2 count to Jacobus. One, 2 count now. That run that just scored was actually charged to Belinkas. And that one catches enough of the outside corner. That'll be a backwards K in the scorebook. Got him looking.
Nice pitch there, putting it just outside. Take a look here. Umpire being pretty generous with that outside corner. But nonetheless, gives him the strikeout, and Jacobus is sent down looking.
This will bring up Brian Sahid. Pitch inside, ball 1. Ball 2, excuse me. Swinging at this one, lifted high in the air towards foul territory. Left fielder there. Play is made. And that'll end our first half of that'll end the top of the first inning. We're all confused here. Aruba scores 4 runs in the top of the first. They lead this one 4-0. Back with more baseball when we return.
Wouldn't it be sweet to happily live a life that's filled with glee and sing about how joyful it can be? I'd like to hear that.
Live life to its fullest every day with the highest level of primary care from Indiana University Health.
When you have your health, you have everything.
Indiana University Health. Schedule same-day primary care appointments at 1-888-IU-HEALTH.
Take a look inside the dugout there of the Greensboro, North Carolina team. They trail early in this one 4-0. Their batting lineups today will be their leadoff hitter in Jacob Edwards, who has stolen a ton of bases already in this tournament. And they said he's going to be very aggressive on the base pass today, followed by Dilday, Neese, Hairston, Darnell, Rim, Martinez, McMillian, and Cantor. Defensively for Aruba, around the outfield, it'll be Mercolina, St. Diago, Gotze, Francis, Jacobus, Dirks, and Cornelis are your infielders. Behind the plate is Eduarda. And on the mound today, getting the start, is Brian Sahid. Be the starting pitcher for Aruba today. And for Sahid, you've got to feel pretty good coming out. Your home team or your team took care of you, spotted you 4 runs.
Definitely, that allows you to be a little more relaxed on the mound and know that you've got a 4-run cushion to work with. Definitely don't want to be putting runners on base, but you can be a little more choosy with hitting your spots.
We talked about Edwards, who's due up first here for Greensboro, North Carolina. And this young man, he's one of those guys, Mike, that I truly feel like a walk is as good as a triple.
Definitely. When he gets on, he's very aggressive on the base paths. He reads the pitchers well, gets a great jump, and knows when to try to take a base. And so far this tournament, he's been very successful, not been caught stealing yet. I believe he has 8 stolen bases. And according to his coach, he's going to be very aggressive today and try to go for the record.
He's also scored 4 runs. He's got 4 RBIs, and he's hitting 429 for the season, or for the series. And, I mean, I'll tell you what, you couldn't ask anything more of a leadoff hitter.
That's exactly what you want your leadoff hitter to do. You want the on-base percentage high. You want the runs scored high. And when he's getting you RBIs, that means the bottom of the order is producing as well.
That pitch out of the zone for a ball, 1-1 count.
One thing I've noticed about Edwards also at his plate appearances, he does see a lot of pitches, which is what you ask your leadoff hitter to do, especially starting off the game.
This one fouled away. It'll head towards the zoo that is located right behind us. If you hear some crazy screams in the background, it's okay, it's just the monkeys.
Yeah, hearing that the first day I walked up here, wasn't sure if it was somebody being tortured or if it was some kind of weird animal, but then I saw the monkeys and realized what it was.
That pitch off the plate. Eduardo wanted it. He looked back at the umpire just to say, where's that one at? And the ump says, a little pat on the back right there. Hey, it was close. It was close. That looks like strike 3 to me. Edwards fouls that one off.
Good pitch there, up and out of the zone. Got Edwards to chase it. Pretty hard pitch to catch up to, especially as a lefty there.
Eduardo might earn some favor there. He ran over and got the foul balls for the umpire, so maybe that next one's coming his way, even if it's a little bit out off the plate.
He did a really good job of setting up on the outside corner on that pitch and even framed it beautifully. Just couldn't sell it.
It's a little chopper towards first, but it takes a weird hop, and that will allow Edwards to be safe down at first base. Boy, that ball had a ton of spin on it.
Yes, it did. Tough play, but you're going to have to give an error to the first baseman here as he's able to get a glove on it, but it just spins right out of his glove.
And that thing hit and shot about 10 feet in the air, and then when it hit for a second time, I've seen pool players that couldn't put that much spin on a cue ball. So Edwards with the lead. We'll see how long it takes him to attempt to swipe second base here. Not going on the first pitch. This one inside. Gets away from the catcher, and he'll move on down to second now.
He won't get a stolen base for that just because it was a pass ball there. But now he's at second base, and look to see if he's going to be aggressive and try to take third. As you could kind of see, Edwards was getting a read on the pitcher on that first pitch to see what kind of move he had, what kind of time it took him to get to home plate. And unfortunately for Aruba, it was up a little too high for the catcher and went back to the backstop.
So Dilday up early 1-0 here. Slaps this one into center field. It'll hang up enough for the center fielder in Santiago to make the play. And Dilday's retired. That'll bring up the starting shortstop in C.J. Neese. Neese, young man headed to NC State. We've seen him play really well at shortstop. Came in to pitch the other day. Really pitched a pretty good game. It was once he came out that collapse happened in that second game.
Yeah, Neese a pretty good ball player. As you see there, the throw back to second, they throw it on the wrong side of the bag, and Edwards is able to advance to third.
I've always thought that's one of the toughest throws to make, is you're turning against your body and then trying to throw back across, and you see so many times the ball be thrown away when trying to pick somebody off at second base.
Yeah, and it's more of a timing play than anything, and you really have to be in good time with your shortstop or second baseman, whoever's coming in to make that tag behind the runner.
So Neese now with an RBI opportunity here. That runner just 90 feet away. This one slapped back up the middle. Shortstop will throw across and get it, and the runner unable to advance there.
Kind of surprised with Edwards' speed there that he didn't even get down the line, and he just froze there at third base, knowing that it was on the third base side of second base. But you'd have thought with the shortstop going completely towards first base, he could have gotten a pretty good jump down the line. But a good job by Aruba getting that second out.
You saw Neese kind of look over at him and put his hands up like, where you at, man? Help me out.
I hit behind you like I'm supposed to, but you didn't go anywhere.
Isaiah Hairston, who was slated to be the DH today. Very quickly, that changed in the top half of the first without an out even being recorded. He actually came in to be a position player now and will camp out over at first base. 2-1, 2 outs.
That one fouled over into the left field stand. You got to be pretty optimistic if you're Aruba here, especially if you can get out of this inning, stranding that runner at third.
For Harrison, he's hitting .333 for the tournament. He's got a single and a triple, a couple of RBIs. Good look at Edwards down there at third base. That one up in the zone, ball 4. That'll bring up the catcher in Cade Darnell, now with runners on the corner.
Next for Greensboro, number 3, Cade Darnell.
Now with 2 outs, we'll see if Greensboro will be aggressive here with a runner at first to try to draw a throw down to second, especially with the speed of Edwards on third. You got to figure if they throw through, he's going to attempt to come home.
Harrison with a decent lead over at first. This offering comes home. It's slapped into right field. Right fielder there. They'll make the squeeze, and the third out of the inning recorded. So North Carolina able to do a little bit of damage and get a runner to third, but can't get him across. Aruba leads this one 4-0.
Dang it.
Makes the play in Puerto Rico. The celebration underway. They're the Colt World Series champions. Rounding second, heading for throw, heading for home, throw up the line, not in time. Rounding second and third. Strike 3 call. Tijuana, Mexico has won the 2016 Colt World Series.
When you visit Pepe's Mexican restaurant, you'll be greeted a fun, vibrant family atmosphere. Whether you're joining us for lunch, dinner, or a special occasion, our manageable prices and sizable portions of authentic Mexican dishes will guarantee you won't be leaving hungry. And as always, free appetizers for waiting, because that's just the way we are. So come dine in or carry out. Open 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. every day. Pepe's Mexican Restaurant, located at 2525 Sagamore Parkway in the mall parking lot, Lafayette.
Power. We all want it. We all need it. It not only lights our homes, but it drives our businesses. It strengthens our communities. It empowers us to make our own decisions. Today, we're giving power to more than 22,000 members. We're a homegrown, locally based cooperative that does something the big electric companies won't: give safe, affordable, and reliable power to rural communities. We're Tipmont REMC, and our members have the power.
Aruba leading this one 4-0, top of the second inning. We'll take a look at their starting lineups as the game got started a little bit quick on us today. We've already seen a handful of these guys come to the plate. It'll be Gotze and Dirks actually due up. This inning will roll back to the top of the lineup. As you see that Francis and Cornelis there in the 3 and 4 spot, they already have RBIs on the day. Defensively for North Carolina, this changed a little bit as well. We had our graphic ready to rock, and then the pitching change happened. So Martinez is actually in there to pitch now, and at first base is the DH and Isaiah Harrison. So that's your only change so far. The rest of your lineup that you see there is correct. And then, as mentioned, Derek Martinez is on the hill, number 11.
We see Sean Getz stepping into the batter's box now. Lefty here. See if he can get something started again for Aruba.
Swing and a miss there. They started so much so that I haven't even been able to go back through my name pronunciations to make sure that I'm correct for the day.
Ooh.
Hit by pitch here as Getz will head down to first base. Little breaking ball. That one's not going to hurt much.
Nope, and that one just sat there and spun, didn't try to come back across the plate, so he just takes it in the backside.
Valentino Dirks now steps in for Aruba. He'll try to put the bunt down. Rim was playing at about even with the base that time. One. There's your base runner and Getz. Looked like he slipped a little bit at that time trying to get out of the break. Might have been going somewhere. Not much of a lead at first base. That one in there for a strike. This one slapped towards first base. Hairston throws on down to second. The throw is high. They don't even get the one out. Mike, as a coach here, wouldn't you rather him that close to the bag as step and throw and then try to apply the tag at second?
Probably with that, especially when you take a look here, the shortstop needs to be, he's on the inside of the field. The shortstop needs to come to the inside of the bag and be hollering inside for him to throw. That way you clear that space for the runner. The first baseman actually needs to take a step or two inside the grass if he's going to make that throw, because that runner running down to second, he blocks your lane, your throwing lane, and it's really hard to complete that.
So the first two base runners aboard here for Aruba. They'll snap throw down to second. Gets back in time. Nice throw by Darnell.
That's one thing you love to see with Darnell back there. He's not afraid to throw the ball to any bag in any situation. He definitely has the arm to snap it down there.
Ray Bentley Mercolina was walked in his first plate appearance. Martinez will spin around. Got Getz in no man's land. Now they'll try to attempt the rundown. They'll get him here. And then Rim unable to make the throw. So Dirks will move on down to second, but one out is recorded. Take a look, just too big of a lead and couldn't commit where he really wanted to go. Little cat and mouse game here. Easy to score though, just 1-5.
That's right. Good job there by Dirks being able to advance up to second base, seeing that his lead runner was caught in a rundown though.
That pitch just a bit outside.
Good job by Darnell to slide over and keep that one in front of him.
After Mercolina was walked in the first, he came around to score one of 4 runs that Aruba was able to put on the top of the first. That pitch in there for a strike. Not afraid to come in and challenge him inside. You got to like that from your pitching staff.
Definitely, because it looked like he was starting to fall off the rubber a little bit as he was throwing. There's a throw down. Nice job by Darnell getting the throw down to third in time to get the runner stealing.
That's a strike him out, throw him out situation right there for Greensboro. And just like that, they get themselves out of the inning. Very nicely done.
You see no hesitation there by Darnell. Great job.
Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden is your local Husqvarna dealer. With us, you'll find a knowledgeable staff that's able to provide quick turnaround service so your business doesn't have to stop. From zero-turn mowers to trimmers and chainsaws, Husqvarna has you covered. And with the fleet program, the more you buy, the more you get in return. With With that kind of stability, you can rely on us for the long haul. Get your Husqvarna equipment today at Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden, located at 6292 West County Road 0 in Frankfort.
How's it going? Nice to meet you guys. I have these 2 laptops. We're gonna each download a TV show. I'm gonna download it on Xfinity, and you guys are gonna download it with AT&T Uverse, and we're gonna see who goes faster. Go.
Well, this is a no-brainer so far.
How's AT&T doing?
Struggling.
I'm ready to go. We'll wait for you guys.
Looks like we're gonna be waiting for a while.
Don't let Uverse slow you down. Upgrade to an Xfinity X1 Triple Play from Comcast and save when you bundle. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Comcast.com today.
4-0 Aruba leads here. Bottom of the second inning as Greensboro will come to the plate. Last inning had a little bit of success when they got Edwards on base. They got him all the way around to third pretty quickly, but couldn't get him across to score. So it'll be 6, 7, 8 due up this inning. It'll be Rim, Martinez, and McMillian.
Let's see if the bottom half of this lineup can be productive again today, get some runners on, and turn this lineup over. Because you know Edwards, Dilday, and Neese, they are swinging the hot bats. They have been this whole tournament, and see if they can get on to produce some runs.
First, number 6, Isaiah Rim.
So Rim set to lead things off, the lefty. At least he bats from the left side. This chopper, second baseman, throws over and not in time. Rim showing off some great speed right there down the baseline.
Great job of beating that throw out. As soon as he made contact, he took off and showing some good speed there. Nice high hopper. Does take a while to get to the second baseman, but he clearly beats that throw out.
So this will be Derek Martinez in his first at bat.
Next, number 11, Derek Martinez.
Started off today as the first baseman, and before the first inning could even record an out, he became the pitcher as he tries to lay a bunt down, but got his hands underneath the ball.
Derek's favorite thing to eat, empanadas. Derek Martinez looking a little like Pedro Martinez there. Not sure if there's any relation. Hoping he can dial up some Pedro magic from the mountain though today. He's done a nice job coming on in relief.
He has. He's done a really good job. Hasn't allowed any hits since he's entered the game and hasn't given up any runs of his own.
That pitch is a pitch out. Rim gets caught in no man's land. He'll try to get back in and does. Gets away from the tag. I tell you, he's been kind of crafty on the base pass. I've been watching him as the tournament goes along. Aggressive, but even when he looks like they've got him in a rundown, it just seems like he's always able to escape.
Yeah, good job there. And as a coach, you're over there thinking, oh my, because he got kind of caught in no man's land there.
Come back set, offering to Martinez. They'll throw out again. Same scenario. This time the throw is late.
Looked like the catcher hesitated on that throw just to kind of get him to see what he was going to do, and Rim just kept going.
That's the setup right there. The last one, he did it on purpose now. I'm going to go halfway. I'm going to make you throw it to see where your intentions are, where you're going to put it.
Exactly, and that made the catcher kind of question whether to throw on through or throw behind him. And you know the kid's got good speed when he goes in just standing up, and he pulled up about 2 steps before the bag.
The head coach from Aruba visibly upset. He took time out to come out and not just talk to his pitcher, but I think he pointed out to everybody their flaws in this game so far.
And I don't think the first base coach was real happy with Rim. Actually, that'd be the manager that came out of the dugout. He wasn't real happy with Rim. I think he told him he better slide next time he does that, because he did make that play a lot closer than it could have been.
This pitch in there for a strike. Martinez now 2-2 count. Saheed set. Fastball. This one slapped into foul territory. We'll do it again.
Nice pitch there as he brought it over across the plate, but had enough velocity that Martinez was a little bit late on that.
That pitch well off the plate. For Derek Martinez, I think this is absolutely going to dispel any rumors or thoughts that he may be related to Pedro Martinez, because he lists his favorite baseball player as Derek Jeter. I don't know how you could be related to a Boston great and be a Yankees guy. Strike out there.
Exactly. Pretty sure he's definitely not related to him.
So the strikeout will bring up Larry McMillian. Told us on his bio here, call him Larry the Lobster. Must be a SpongeBob fan. Smart young man, keeps a 4.3 GPA.
That'll definitely get you some attention from college coaches. If you can perform on the field and you're that smart, get that good of grades, that makes them like you even more.
Yeah, I mean, he lists his favorite school subject as calculus. They're going to throw to third here. And you've got a rundown for the second time with Rim. Rim trying to get away. This time will not. Aruba, nicely done there. They get the lead runner. And, if the coach has already come out and talked to you one time, I'm pretty sure he's going to be talking to you again when you get to the dugout here.
Definitely. As you see here, the ball clearly hit to the third base side. That's one time where he should have paused. And Dirks does a good job of catching him from behind.
So McMillian advances on down to first after the fielder's choice. And that'll retire Rim. Nate Cantor, starting right fielder today for Greensboro, North Carolina. Young man was born in Akron, Ohio. Switch hitter, so he can hit from either side of the plate. Mike, that was something that I never even attempted to do until my playing days were over, and then realized that I was actually a halfway decent left-handed hitter.
Yeah, a lot of guys just don't feel comfortable switching the side of the plate, but a lot of times you realize you see the ball better because maybe your other eye is more dominant. You see the throw down there on the steal, and he's able to get him.
Great throw from behind the plate that time for Reggie Eduarda, and the third out of the inning retired. 4-0 Aruba. Back with more from the 2017 Colt World Series presented by MTC Sports when we return.
Yeah, he did.
I'm on top of the world, now I'm living, and the good just gets better, keeps on giving. Not even close to the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter, yeah.
I did that a couple times yesterday. I was like, Chris, what just happened? Because I have no idea. I just said it, but my brain won't let me remember what happened. We welcome you back. Top of the third inning here, this consolation game from the 2017 Colt World Series presented by MTC Sports. For DVDs of all the games that we've covered here in this tournament, you can go to mtcsports.net, click on the shop, and we're trying to update that as the tournament goes along. I know we're a little bit behind now, but we will have every game available in that shop for your purchase. along with some discount codes if you buy 3 or more. First pitch in there to Santiago is a strike. He's a Boston Red Sox fan, but his favorite player is Bryce Harper. Hit this one down the third baseline. That's trouble.
That is a beautiful bunt. Just placed it far enough so it was out of the reach of the pitcher, but third baseman had to come in, and no play was able to be made at first as he quickly got down the line. That is a beautiful bump for a hit. Good job by the third baseman, able to barehand that and make the quick throw, but it just wasn't in time to retire him.
This will be Jarek Francis at the plate. Already with a single and an RBI in the game. Francis, a big fan of soccer as they throw over here. Back in plenty of time is Santiago. His favorite baseball team, though, the Orioles. Loves him some Manny Machado. Now, if you think about it, Francis is a third baseman, so that probably makes a lot of sense. This one slapped to second. They'll toss the second to get the lead runner out there. First out of the inning, retired.
Nice play there up the middle. And yeah, if you're going to idolize a third baseman, Manny Machado is a pretty good one to look up to. Nice job there by Dilday, flipping it over to Neese, but no time to turn 2 on that one.
This will be Cornelis now at the plate. That breaking pitch too far inside.
Cornelis with a big triple last time at bat. He drove the ball to right center field and just kept trucking.
This pitch well off the plate. We've seen a generous strike zone, especially on the outside corner, but not that much that time. That one too far out as well.
As you see Francis down there not getting a real big lead, kind of respecting that move of Martinez. He showed it off with Santiago on base. Pretty decent move over to first.
That pitch in there for a strike. Mr. Cornelis is a fan of Ultimate Fighting list John Jones. Just got a big victory and became the champion again. For Daniel Cormier. This one, though, lifted to right field and caught by the right fielder this time. As Cornelis will trot back into the dugout.
Good job by Nate Cantor there to be able to read that ball. Almost slipped as he made the catch, but was able to haul it in and keep the runner at first.
Reggie Eduardo now. Where's the number 8? Attends John Wesley. So young man will be a sophomore when his high school year starts. Loves to play a little PlayStation 4. Who doesn't? I'm a big kid, I guess, because I've got daughters, but I've got an Xbox One. I keep up to date with all the sporting games.
Yeah, it's kind of a ritual. My son and I will play all the baseball games, the football games, depending on what's in season. That's what we're playing.
That pitch outside.
It's kind of funny how that works too. Over the summer, the football game just isn't near as much fun as the baseball game.
Right.
But as soon as football season comes around, that's what you're playing.
And you got to get Madden on the sticks.
That's right.
This one fighting off the hands. A great piece of hitting here by Eduardo. He'll advance the runner down to second. Wait till you see this swing again.
There you go, a little defensive swing, just inside out on that ball, and able to bloop it in over the first baseman's head. Advance the runner and be safe at first.
I'll bring up Narangelo Jacobus.
Number 13, Narangelo Jacobus.
He struck out looking his first time at bat. See if he gets the bat going here.
Wants to go to college. He would love to come to the States and attend Oklahoma. This pitch way outside by the catcher in Darnell. And now if you're Martinez, you got to cover your position there.
Definitely, as he kind of just jogged in a little bit home. Darnell wisely sprinted back towards home plate, but that pitch was nowhere near the zone, and Darnell could not reach it.
That pitch in the dirt, Darnell does a good job of knocking that one down. This time they'll snap throw behind second, and I'm not sure why Darnell would do that with a runner on third.
Great heads-up base running there as Francis is able to come in and score from third after the throw down to second.
You know, sometimes teams, they've traveled a little ways to get here, just not as mentally sharp as what you would want them to be. And we've kind of seen that today with Greensboro. We've seen a team that looked really good defensively all the way up until basically the other team's last at bats, and that's where the meltdowns came. But today, they're struggling.
They are struggling, and for Greensboro, you got to hope that it's kind of a flip. Maybe their defense will wake up in the later part of the game, and the offense will spark them and get a lead for them. But Aruba being very aggressive on the base paths, drawing the throws, and taking advantage of North Carolina's mistakes.
That pitch off the plate. Martinez wanted that one that time. 2-1 count. Two one, 2 outs. 5-0 lead for Aruba. And neither one of these teams have the opportunity to play further in this tournament at this point. This is a nice gesture, though, by Pony Baseball and the Colt World Series tournament crew, allowing these teams, especially Aruba, I mean, think about how far they've traveled to get here, is giving them that third game.
Definitely. It's worth it for these kids. They come from all over. These two teams, neither one of them close to Central Indiana here. And so this gives them a chance to play the third game, make their trip worthwhile.
This one up in the zone, kind of hacked at. It'll hang up in left field. Third out is recorded by the left fielder in McMillian, and Aruba is retired. However, they still lead this one 5-0. We'll see if North Carolina's bats can get going when we come back in the bottom of the third.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
5-0 your score. Aruba leading North Carolina here in this consolation game from the 2017 Colt World Series. This is game 1 of 3 today, still yet to come. And that what's slated to begin at 5 o'clock today is that team from Bay County, Michigan, as they will take on Louisiana. That'll be an elimination game. The winner will move on. The loser's tournament run will come to an end. And then later tonight in the nightcap, that game's scheduled for 7:30. It'll be South Korea versus Mexico. The winner of that game will move on to face the Netherlands, and the loser will return home. However, none of these teams, out of the 10 teams that are here, none of them should hold their head at all. I mean, for 8 of the teams, 9 of the teams that are in this tournament, they won their area zone tournaments to become champions to even participate and get here today.
Definitely. And to be able to qualify for a World Series like this, to play against some of the best teams in the world, you've got to feel pretty good about yourself.
Nate Canner now up. This one hit towards short. They throw across the diamond, and it is in time. As Cantor is retired for the first out here in the third.
Good job here by Jacobus, getting in front of the ball, making a nice strong throw to first, retiring Cantor easily.
The delivery here. Edwards showing bunt, just trying to work his way on. That's first strike. Doesn't agree with the call from the home plate umpire.
He definitely did offer that. He pulled the back bat too late to be able to get that called as a ball.
Edwards this time. Slap towards shortstop. That'll go right through the wickets.
And that's dangerous for Aruba because we know Edwards has great speed on the base paths.
He'll go down as an E6 here. Just didn't get the glove down, Mike.
Did not. He did a good job of getting over to the ball. Great range on it, just did not stay down. And he kind of expected a hop, and it didn't. It went right between the legs.
How much do you think that's mentally, too, knowing that that's the leadoff hitter with speed and you got to hurry the throw?
Definitely. He knew that Edwards was going to be a hard out down the line. Jacobus definitely has the arm, but he didn't stay down and trust himself on that one.
This will be Clay Dilday heading to the plate here for Greensboro. They'll throw over, just trying to keep Edwards honest at first.
Yeah, he's definitely going to make a pitcher pay attention to him over there. Dilday last time flew out to center field and was unable to advance the runner.
Throw over there. Not in time again.
As you see, Edwards, he's pretty confident with his lead, able to come back in standing both times. You got to think he may stretch it out a little more here.
This one slap back, foul. For Dilday, this is his second year here in Lafayette. He was part of the Greensboro team that participated in last year's Colt World Series, as well as Jacob Edwards that's down there on first base. So these guys no stranger to this tournament.
It's got to be a pretty special feeling for somebody to come back a second time. Watching some of the games from the years past, I do see some names that look familiar, whether they're the same kids or maybe brothers.
Double play ball here. They throw on to first. They get them both.
Nice turn there by Aruba to end the inning.
We'll score that one 6-4-3 as Aruba. Even though they have allowed a few base runners, they've been able defensively to get out of it. Nice play here. Back with more from the 2017 Colt World Series right after this.
Daily since 1969, Haley's Lock, Safe and Key has provided expertise and solutions when dealing with residential or commercial security needs. Whether you're looking for a safe, seeking access solutions, or in need of automotive keys, nobody can serve you better than Haley's.
One-on-one service and simply the best solutions we've been providing at Daily for more than 40 years.
Haley's Lock, Safe and Keys. Call, visit, or find us online. 2 locations, Crawfordsville and Lafayette.
I would like to think of myself as being a specialist in farm insurance because that's what I use as a farmer, is insurance. Crop insurance. I know the importance of carrying high limits of liability. Price is important. It's got to be affordable. It's got to be a main part of my operation and operating costs because I can't afford to have a loss without coverage.
First pitch offering here in the top of the 4th inning. to the number 8 hitter, and Sean Getz is in there for a strike.
Nice pick there by Darnell with that pitch in the dirt.
1-1 count. For Getz, his favorite TV show is Tom and Jerry. He's playing a little cat and mouse this time with the first baseman. And the cat wins as Getz is retired for the first out of the inning.
Good job there by Hairston to be able to field that ball and stay down on it and make the tag. Getz is pretty speedy down the first baseline.
That's going to bring up a pinch hitter here. Instead of Brandon St. Iago, it's going to be number 5 for Aruba. And we don't have a number 5 on our roster. At least not in the lineup card that was turned in today.
Looks like that's going to be Denvert Whirlman.
This one fielded by the first baseman. They'll throw over. And number 5 is retired.
Good job there by Martinez fielding his position there, making a nice easy throw.
So now we'll bring up Jarek Francis. Francis has reached twice for Aruba. He scored 2. I'm sorry, that is Ray Bentley Mercolina. I had jumped back to the top of the lineup before it even happened. How about that? That pitch in there for a strike. Ray Bentley Mercolina walked in the first, come around to score. Was a strikeout victim in the second. This is his 3rd plate appearance of the game. And he will be struck out looking. So making quick work that inning was Martinez.
As a reminder, DVDs for every Colt World Series game are available. Just visit MTC Sports.
Every business we work with at Haley's has different security needs. As a certified Medico Security Center, we provide the highest quality products with affordable solutions for your business. E-cylinders fit into your existing hardware and are controlled from your computer. Medico Smart Solutions provide options for different employee access levels. Patented key control, loss and liability protection. Surveillance cameras protect your employees and your business. Call today for your free business security assessment. Let the professionals at Haley's keep your business safe with locations in Lafayette and Crawfordsville.
Some fans in the stands taking in this consolation game here that features Aruba and North Carolina. So far it's been all Aruba in this one, 5-0.
Little different look in the stands as compared to day one when everybody was in winter coats and blankets all bundled up. Now you see some shorts and people not wearing jackets today.
It's kind of weird here in Indiana. We didn't have much of a winter this past year. And then it's been relatively cool all summer. There hasn't been much of a season change. It's just kind of been consistently, mid-level.
Yeah, not been the big ups and downs in temperatures like we've seen in the years past.
I'm not complaining necessarily. It's just not typical Indiana weather.
No, it's not. And it's kind of odd whenever you think of winter time with lots of snow and everything, and we just haven't had it.
This will be C.J. Neese due up first here, the 3-hitter. He bounced out to shortstop back in the first and then was a little unhappy with the base runner and Edwards that he didn't attempt to come home. This time with nobody on, he's got an opportunity to just try to place the ball wherever he sees fit. And this one is driven hard, deep, and long. And where he sees fit to put this one's at the frozen custard. because he just knocked that one over the 368 sign, and that is the third home run of the tournament and the first run on the board here today for Greensboro, North Carolina.
Very nice swing there as he just sat on that fastball and drove it to the left center field power alley and cleared that 368 mark by a long shot. Take a look at it here, and I think he knew it off the bat that was gone.
Anytime you, looking from the press box view, you start to see the back of the jerseys from left field and center field, that's never a good thing. That is a big league shot there. Hit well over the flags. They're at the 368 mark of Loeb Stadium. Still yet to see one in the 6 years that I've been here that it was a straight center field home run. But then again, when you look out there, that's 407 feet, Mike.
Yeah, that's a shot. I mean, even with the BB Core bats, you get some big kids here. You've got to have the velocity from a pitcher and the bat speed from a hitter to be able to drive one out that far.
This is Isaiah Hairston. He walked back in the first inning. That one up and in.
We've seen some pretty close pitches in this tournament where you think a kid may have gotten hit. The umpire sees it a little differently. And as a batter, if you think the ball made contact with you, you kind of need to sell it a little more instead of turning around and just looking at the umpire. I don't think that one was close enough to be called, but good job there by Hairston to not give in to any of those pitches and be very choosy. Takes a walk down to first.
So Hairston has reached base in both of his plate appearances via walk. That'll bring up the catcher, and Cade Darnell flew out to right field in his first time up. For Darnell in the series, he's hitting 375 coming into today. Does have a couple of RBIs.
Darnell doing a solid job behind the plate today. Very good baseball player here. See how he handles the bat with a runner on.
This pitch gets away from the catcher, and Hairston very alertly gets down to second base. It's one thing about this stadium is all that real estate that's behind home plate, and I think it surprises a lot of these catchers and these kids, because we've seen, even as the tournament goes on, you get day 4, day 5. Sometimes I think they just expect to turn around, the ball not be that far away.
Yeah, and with a pretty deep backstop there, nice hit there by Darnell to go in that 5.5 hole in between the third baseman and shortstop. Advance the runner, Hairston over to third. Nice single.
5.5 hole. I like that.
That's where we prefer our kids to hit the ball there, because that's a really hard ball to field, and even if they do field it, it's really hard to make a throw from there.
So you're saying a guy, even with my foot speed, has a chance to run outleg that one?
That's right. Unless, of course, Derek Jeter's playing shortstop, he can make one of his patented jump throws.
First and third for Rim. He'll slap this one foul. Rim had a base hit in the second inning to lead off the inning, but then got caught in between second and third, where he was retired after a little bit of questionable base running from the young man. Saheed comes set. This pitch inside gets away from the catcher, and Hairston's able to score. Darnell move on down to second.
Darnell wisely taking a big turn there towards third just to make sure that the ball wasn't far enough back where he could take it, but good job getting back there to the ball quickly.
So 2 pass balls in this inning have allowed Hairston to move from first to second. The base hit moved him over to third, and now able to come home on that second pass ball. Runner in scoring position for Rim. Slaps at this one towards shortstop. Big hop right in front of him. And Darnell was going head first, expecting a play at third. Doesn't matter. He's got plenty of time to get up and scamper home. And Rim will have an RBI single, because you cannot credit that one in there. That thing took a trampoline-type bounce.
That was a nasty hop, and there was nothing that shortstop could do on that one. Take a look at that one as it just pogo sticks over his head.
Did you ever have a pogo stick growing up?
I think I did for a while. Then we had the pogo balls. And so then you just kind of jumped around. It was sometimes I wonder about the things we grew up with, how we didn't have more broken bones or kill ourselves on something. Because now everything's got to go through the safety standards and be child-proof.
Well, way back then, Mike, when we were growing up, you didn't have to wear a seatbelt. I mean, as kids, we just kind of climbed around the car or sat on Grandpa's lap in the passenger seat like it didn't matter, you know? You just...
Yeah, exactly. My dad had a truck that you actually had to hold the passenger door shut as you drove down the road, and if you'd hit the bump just right, it'd fly open on you. Wonder why we ever rode in that thing.
So the young man that was playing second base, who's wearing number 5, we believe that's Werleman, has moved over to shortstop now, and Ray Bentley-Mercolina has gone from short to second. Aruba's coach came out and just made the change, and for that one I feel kind of bad for Mercolina, because I don't care if you're a major league shortstop, you're not coming up with that ball.
No.
This one in the dirt.
Nice stop there by Eduardo. Yeah, unless you're, Manute Bowl size, 7'6", and can jump out of the building, he wasn't making that play.
Martinez says he plays first base, right field, and pitcher. We've seen him play 2 of those positions so far today. Really has done a pretty good job as he's come on in relief.
Yeah, doing a good job on the mound, staying in control up there. See if he can get something going with his bat.
Opportunity to help his own cause. This one slapped past the first baseman. It's a base hit. The speed from Rim flying around second. He'll go into third standing. And runners on first and third as Greensboro's starting to put some hits together.
Nice hit there by Martinez as he goes behind the runner. Check this out. Just out of the reach of the outstretched hands. The first baseman drives into right field. Nice piece of hitting there by Martinez.
That brings up Larry McMillian. Says he'd love to go to college, would love to play at Ole Miss for baseball. If not, he'll go to NC State for engineering. Nice engineering school just a few miles from here. I don't know if he's had time to check it out with all the baseball he's been playing the last few days, but
yeah, pretty good school right in the backyard of this stadium. See what North Carolina does here with runners on first and third.
McMillian pops this one up. Eduardo's got a chance to make the play and makes a nice diving catch behind home plate. Had over pursued momentarily and then sacrifices his body here on this one. Catchers, they're tough, man.
They are, and that's a really tough play for a catcher because you're approaching a foul ball a lot differently than anybody else on the field. He does a good job of getting his body around and stays with it. Great job making that catch.
What a great replay from our crew. Credit Will Robbins with that one. He had to dust himself off, come out and run a camera today for us before he goes back to college. Did a nice replay down on the first base side.
As we see Cantor step into the box here. He's 0 for 1 today. For Aruba, you would love to see Saheed draw up a ground ball here up the middle to be able to turn 2 and end this inning. For North Carolina, you would love to see Cantor drive a ball into the outfield, be able to score a run or 2.
That pitch up, and now Rim is caught in his 3rd run down of the game. And they just running back and tagging. Great play by Aruba. Boy, and I'll tell you, Rim is having a rough day out there on the base pass. And the coach that took the time out earlier to come talk to him was 5 feet out of the dugout hollering at him at the end of this play.
Yeah, that coach is probably going to give him an earful as he walks back in. Either that or he may get the silent treatment and want to stay as far away from the coach as possible.
He's doing a great job at the plate. It's just once he gets on the base pass, trying to be really aggressive, runs him into an out. On that play, Martinez was able to scamper on down to second base. So Cantor still with an opportunity here to drive in an RBI. This team down by 2.
Nice pitch there by Saheed, finding the inside corner, getting that strike.
Well, you know the take sign had to be on there because that's the one right down Broadway where you just want to swing if you're the hitter.
Definitely.
3-1 count. That one in there for a strike as well.
Cantor definitely taking on that pitch too, looking to see if he could draw a walk out of it.
That pitch up out of the zone, it'll be ball 4. And that'll bring Jacob Edwards up to the plate. For Edwards, we've seen him be really productive in this tournament at the plate, able to get himself on and score some runs. Now he's got a real big opportunity to come through as a hitter here for his squad.
His batting average is taking a little dip today, but his on-base percentage has gone up as he's reached on error twice today.
Yeah, they were, talking about obviously trying to break the stolen base record or hoping that he could make an attempt at it today. And maybe he'll just go for the on-base percentage record because he's been on base pretty much the entire tournament.
Yes, he has. You see him slap another one down to first, but a good job there, being able to get the third out of the inning.
Well-played position there at first base by Cornelis. North Carolina able to put a few runs on the board. They now trail 5-3. Back with more baseball when we return as we leave you with one more look at the hustle play.
It hits the rim right as the light goes in.
Hogan across the middle, finds the end zone, and 2 down.
Wow. And our looking to throw this time. Going deep down the field, he's got Fusich. Look at this one again.
Time will expire and the Gophers will win.
Is on the board. The North wins 10-7. Makes the play in Puerto Rico. The celebration underway. They're the Colt World Series champions. Territory around in second. Heading for throw. Ready for home. Throw up the line. Nothing in time. Running second and third. Strike 3 call. Tijuana, Mexico has won the 2016 Colt World Series.
Back here at the 2017 Colt World Series. Due up this half inning for Aruba, it'll be St. Iago, Francis, and Cornelis. Right in the heart of their order. Coming back out for another inning of work will be Derek Martinez, who's done a really good job. We talked about that earlier. He's now thrown 57 pitches, allowed only just 1 earned run, has 3 strikeouts, only given up 2 hits since he came in.
And that's not too bad. Basically, he got all 3 outs in the first inning, and then he's pitched 4 complete innings, throwing 57 pitches. That's pretty good, keeping your pitch count down.
There's a good look at the 2 squads that'll face off here next. The Bay County, Michigan squad and the Cajuns from Louisiana. And what is probably set to be a really entertaining game. For Bay County, Michigan, that's a team right there that is really, their pitching staff has done a fantastic job for them.
Their pitching has been great, and you almost wonder if you'll see Brandon Brown back on the hill today. First pitch there is a little low for a ball. Brown pitched an outstanding game in their debut in this Colt World Series. We've also seen the Louisiana team have some pretty decent pitching. They're a little more apt to go deeper into their rotation.
For Louisiana, they struggled to put much runs on the board in their first games. This one is hit, and then Karam's off of the first baseman, so St. Iago will reach first on the air.
Nice hard hit ball there, and tough play. As you see, that one takes that short hop right in front of Hairston. Actually, that's number 21 that's in the game now. That is Jake Bloss that's in for the Greensboro team. Looks like he's taking the place of Hairston now.
Switching things up on us a little bit. This one ripped into the outfield. For the first two batters of this inning reach base safely.
Nice hit there by Jarek Francis. He jumps on that pitch early and strokes it into left field.
Going back to finish my thought a few moments ago from Louisiana, struggled to put a ton of runs up in their first game, but they exploded in that second with 17 as you get another look here at that single.
Yeah, the Louisiana bats showed up in that second game, and it's almost like a whole team woke up and everybody joined the hit parade.
Everybody. I mean, they made substitutions in that game, and it seemed like every pinch hitter came in cold and got a base hit.
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job of working with their hitters in between games and getting them loose and relaxed, ready to come in here and explode on teams.
You know, one thing Martinez has done a good job of since he's come in, even though he's given up a couple of hits or allowed the first two guys to get on board here, is throwing strikes. 61 strikes compared to just 33 balls.
Pretty good percentage there.
I'm sorry, 33 strikes out of his 61 pitches.
There we go, there we go.
They throw over to first base here, not in time, as Martinez just kind of lofted that over. But I think that was more of a confusion of who was going to cover the bag, and he just tried to give the guy an opportunity there.
Yeah, you had two guys, both of them breaking towards the bag. You see Martinez does a good job of fielding this. First baseman's running back, as the second baseman did a good job of getting over there. Dilday covering like he should, but a little confusion and caused him to just kind of lackadaisically lob that over to first base.
That'll bring up Reggie Eduarda, number 8. For Aruba, had a single in his last at bat, and he's got the bases loaded here. Some ducks on the pond for Eduarda.
And this is the biggest test here for Martinez because this is the most adversity he's faced. Bases loaded, no outs here. And we'll see what Aruba can do with the bat, see if they can add to their run total.
This one ripped into center field. At least one run will score, but then the ball gets by Edwards. This is going to clear the bases, and Eduarda flying around. He'll be at third base here.
Base clearing hit there as that goes underneath the glove of Edwards as he did not get down on the ball in time. Take a look at it here. As it just goes down before Edwards can get in front of it. And Eduardo, a great job of hustling on the base paths, able to get over to third easily.
So Eduarda drives in. Some runs there for Aruba. And what was a 2-run game is now a 5-run game. That'll bring a meeting at the mound. Martinez will stay in the game. As of right now, nobody getting loose in the bullpen.
Bring up the shortstop, Norangelo Jacobus.
0 for 1 on the day is Jacobus. Did reach in the third by way of walk. They're going to bring everybody in now. Infield in. Looking to keep that run at bay, and it's not going to matter because the very next pitch went about 55 feet.
And that's got to be frustrating for the Greensboro team as you had your infield drawn in to protect. Looked like Jacobus was going to square around a bunt, and that ball bounced clearly in front of the plate, and Darnell couldn't react quick enough to get a body on that.
Now you're going to get your pitching change. While this change takes place, we're going to take a quick break. We'll step aside. Greensboro trailing right now 9-3 versus Aruba. Back with more baseball when we return here at the 2017 Colt World Series.
Can you help me move?
Oh, you know what? I'm stuck at the office.
Hi, I'm moving.
No problem, sir. You can get your Xfinity services installed on the date you choose or have a self-install kit sent to your new home.
Thank you.
Finally get some help moving. Call 1-855-MOVE-EDGE today.
If Usain Bolt represents Xfinity Internet, what happens when we double the speed on 2 of our most popular plans? Meet his twice-as-fast brother, Insane Bolt. Now stream movies and shows twice as fast. Xfinity, the fastest just got faster.
Wouldn't it be sweet to happily live a life that's filled with glee and sing about how joyful it can be?
I'd like to hear that.
Live life to its fullest every day with the highest level of primary care from Indiana University Health.
When you have your health, you have everything.
Indiana University Health. Schedule same-day primary care appointments at 1-888-IU-HEALTH.
When you visit Pepe's Mexican restaurant, you'll be greeted a fun, vibrant family atmosphere. Whether you're joining us for lunch, dinner, or a special occasion, our manageable prices and sizable portions of authentic Mexican dishes will guarantee you won't be leaving hungry. And as always, free appetizers for waiting, because that's just the way we are. So come dine in or carry out. Open 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. every day. Pepe's Mexican Restaurant, located at 2525 Sagamore Parkway in the mall parking lot, Lafayette.
Fan in the stands there, 9-3 your score. Aruba over North Carolina. I'm going to take a look at that last rip there from Reggie Eduarda. He went down to get that one. Did you see that? It was like a little golf swing, but he drove it hard into center field. Okay, so to sort things out for you, we believe that Cade Darnell has gone to the mound. As you get another look at that play that got past Edwards and then plated 3 runs. Officially, Eduardo only credited with 1 RBI, even though 3 runs come across the score. And you and I were having to talk about that at the break because that's a tough one. You honestly feel like the runner from second was probably going to score as well because they were kind of on the move on the hit.
Definitely. He probably scores on that, but official scorers got to kind of look and see where he is when the error occurs. And the error by Edwards out in the field allowed all 3 runs to score.
Cade Darnell will move from behind the plate to the pitching mound now for Greensboro. And behind the plate catching now is Justin Brady, number 7.
And it looks like Brady has entered the game for Martinez, who will now find himself in the dugout.
That pitch in there for a strike. 3-1 count now. Jacobus at the plate. That one in there as well for a strike.
And Jacobus needs to be careful about trying to hustle out of the box like that before the umpire makes his call, because as an umpire now, that's going to expand your strike zone a little bit. Good job there. That one just a little too far outside.
So he'll draw the walk. The inning stays alive here for Aruba.
And you know these kids don't mean any disrespect to the umpire. They just have a good sense of where their strike zone should be most of the time. And he thought that second strike was a little farther outside.
And that is a balk. You're not allowed to fake to first base unless you take your back foot off the rubber. And he did not.
Good call there by the umpire.
And I think that's going to be the conversation, is that he didn't move his foot off the rubber. And, you know, this one of those that may be a little bit difficult when you look at the shoes that Darnell's wearing, because they look like dirty white cleats or a golden color, and it kind of matches in with that rubber out there, so it makes it difficult on that umpire standing there to decide whether your foot's on the rubber, against it, touching it in any way, or if it's off of it.
Exactly. And, you know, this being a really nice mound where the rubber and the dirt are pretty well flush there, it makes it even tough for us up here to be able to see the rubber from our viewpoint.
This one chopped foul.
Yeah, good look at Darnell's shoes there. As you see, it's really tough to even see where the rubber is on that mound.
Those are gold and green. This one gets away from rim at third base, and then the throw from short. And if you're Greensboro right now, somebody on the infield has got to be yelling, "Eat it."
Yeah, you've got to.
Because once that ball's not fielded cleanly at third, you just need to stop there.
Yeah, there was no chance of getting the runner at first, and you make that throw. If that throw gets wide, you just let another run score. And luckily, Darnell was heads up enough there to be covering third base on the throw back behind the runner at third.
This will be Sean Getz. The runner takes off here on the first pitch.
Yeah, no throw on that, so that'll be not credited with the steal there.
They'll bring the infield in again. Getz hits this one foul over towards the bullpen. Comes off the light pole.
Aruba could make this really, really difficult on this North Carolina team, as they still have no outs with two runners in scoring position here. Gets a little early on that pitch as he fouls it down the first baseline.
Getz was hit by a pitch back in the first on what we thought was about a 45-mile-an-hour breaking pitch.
Yeah, I don't think it affected him any. Just kind of took it nicely.
He really likes to try to pull the ball, though. If you've noticed, even on the ball he put into play, where he was an unassisted 3 scored, and then everything that he's fouled off has really kind of been that way.
Yeah, it looks like he's got pretty quick hands through the zone there, and if he can get the barrel to lead through there and make contact, he might be able to drive a ball pretty far.
No outs, full count. Rips this one towards the left, and just as we talked about, kept going that way, and this one finds the hole. And that'll drive in an RBI for Getz, his first hit today.
Nice piece of hitting there as he just drives it in between first and second. As you see, Jake Bloss lay out for this one, but unable to make the play. Gets in first into first easily with a single.
Now 10-3 your score here in the 5th. They're going to fake the throw down as Getz will take second base. Now the young man that's at the plate, we believe, is Whirlman. Came in as a pinch hitter, went to second base, has since moved over to short. And he represents what would be the 10 run. That one takes a short hop. Runner will plate there. What I meant by that is you're looking at the score. It was 10-3 before he put the ball into play. If he were to homer in that situation, they'd be up by 10 in the top of the 5th, and Greensboro would have to get their bats going pretty quickly.
Definitely nice job there by Whirlman to be able to drive that ball. Nice attempt there in left field by McMillian, just unable to get to it, but a great job of keeping his body in front of the ball to keep the runners at bay there. Whirlman gets a single.
Mercolina This time they will throw down to second, but they try to hit a cutoff man in an attempt to come home and to throw wide. So that will score Getz from third, and Werleman will take second. Now your score 12-3. This one put into play. Throw across the diamond from Nice. They got him there. They throw across to third. And nice defensive play that time for Greensboro. That's only 2 outs in the inning, fellas.
Nice job of getting those 2 outs, though. Great play. Nice made the stop at short. She'll take a look here. Good play by Nice. And with a good, strong arm, he makes that out easily. And Bloss fires back across as the third baseman, Rem, is able to sit there and wait on the runner to slide into the tag.
A 1 count now. We've officially batted around this inning. St. Iago will be thrown out now 4-3. So Aruba came close to getting that 10th run across there to give them a 10-run, or excuse me, their 13th run across to give them a 10-run lead. But they'll lead this one by 9 currently. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th when we return here at the 2017 Colt World Series.
Power. We all want it. We all need it. It not only lights our homes, but it drives our businesses. It strengthens our communities. It empowers us to make our own decisions. Today, we're giving power to more than 22,000 members. We're a homegrown, locally based cooperative that does something the big electric companies won't: give safe, affordable, and reliable power to rural communities. We're Tipmont REMC, and our members have the power.
Wouldn't it be sweet to happily live a life that's filled with glee and sing about how joyful it can be?
I'd like to hear that.
Live life to its fullest every day with the highest level of primary care from Indiana University Health.
When you have your health, you have everything.
Indiana University Health. Schedule same-day primary care appointments at 1-888-IU-HEALTH.
Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden is your local Husqvarna dealer. With us, you'll find a knowledgeable staff that's able to provide quick turnaround service so your business doesn't have to stop. From zero-turn mowers to trimmers and chainsaws, Husqvarna has you covered. And with the fleet program, the more you buy, the more you get in return. With that kind of stability, you can rely on us for the long haul. Get your Husqvarna equipment today at Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden, located at 6292 West County Road 0 in Frankfort.
I want to thank all the sponsors this week from the 2017 Colt World Series. Arnie's right there. Not only are they a sponsor here for Colt Tournaments Inc., but they also, make great pizzas, and we've been spending quite a bit of money over there this week with them feeding ourselves.
We've had some pretty good pizza from there, and they've been really quick about getting the pizzas to us. We'll send a guy over there, and he's back in no time, which, of course, our crew is very happy about because we've got a lot of guys out around this stadium working very hard to produce this game for you and bring you this awesome footage from Loeb Stadium.
As a correction, we have figured out now that for Aruba, number 5 is Lisander Lambrinos. So that's who's playing shortstop for Aruba, not the young man that we thought was Werleman. And we were literally just trying to go process of elimination based off of the lineup card that was turned in today. He is listed on their official roster inside of the program, but there's no numbers in there.
Yeah, Sahid trying that breaking ball, but it stayed up in the zone. So it looks like we've got the second baseman Dilday up.
And this is Lambrinos, who throws across with a nice play there at shortstop. He's looked good since he's come into the game.
Yes, he has, doing a good job, whether he was at second or at short. See here, breaks down on the ball very nicely. Makes a nice strong throw to first and able to get Dilday before he reaches.
CJ Neese steps to the plate. Last time he was up, He hit one about 380 feet out of the stadium. That was just my estimation. Third home run of the tournament that we've seen here this year. It's been different, you know, over the years, over the 6 years that we've been here covering this tournament. We've had a lot of different numbers in home runs by year. So, for instance, we had 3 this year. There were 10 a year ago. In 2012 and 2013, we had 7 apiece. I don't have the numbers from 14 or 15, but it just shows you, you know, each year you got different type of hitters. We haven't seen a lot of overpowering fastballs here this week, and that may contribute to some of the lower numbers.
Yeah, and I think we've seen a lot more pitchers that have some really good off-speed stuff that are keeping these big hitters off balance. You take a look at some of these kids that we've seen this week, and there's definitely some kids that have some power to be able to take it out of here. But I think the pitchers have done a really good job of keeping them guessing on pitches and keeping them off balance.
I tell you, the young man we're going to see in the next game from California has got some power.
Definitely their first base, or everyday first baseman, Cerna. He definitely has the capability of taking this out anywhere in this park.
He had the second home run of the tournament. The first one came from Richard, who will also be featured in that next game. The leadoff hitter for Louisiana. Well, we're assuming he will be because he's played so well in the tournament.
Definitely. He led off their last game with a home run in the very first inning.
So this here is number 21, which we talked about was Jake Bloss, correct?
Correct.
He came in to play first base. So I think the umpires they saw him in there defensively, wanted to make sure that now he is correct in the batting lineup. So he'll hit in that 4 spot that was originally occupied from Isaiah Hairston. Bloss comes out first pitch swinging. They throw one down to second. They get one there, and that is great footwork by Mercolina at second base to avoid the slide and throw on to first.
And a great job there by Francis to be able to fire that ball to second. Take a look at this here. Makes a great grab on the hop, fires it to second. Mercolina able to turn that and end the inning for Aruba.
How's it going? Nice to meet you guys. I have these 2 laptops. We're gonna each download a TV show. I'm gonna download it on Xfinity, and you guys are gonna download it with AT&T UVerse, and we're gonna see who goes faster. Go.
Well, this is a no-brainer so far.
How's AT&T doing?
Struggling.
I'm ready to go. We'll wait for you guys.
Looks like we're gonna be waiting for a while.
Don't let UVerse slow you down. Upgrade to an Xfinity X1 triple play from Comcast and save when you bundle. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Comcast.com today.
I'm on top of the world, now I'm living. And the good just gets better, keeps on giving. Not even close to the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter, yeah.
That is Bay County, Michigan. They await this game to wrap up. They will take on the Cajuns from Louisiana. We will have that game for you here on MTC Sports or on the ISC network presented by MTC Sports. How about that?
There you go. Take a look there as you see the Cajuns in our picture there hanging out underneath the pop-up tent there, keeping cool in the shade.
Greg Rakestraw will join the broadcast. He'll actually replace me on the broadcast, and you guys will take over for the final 2 games this evening. This one driven into center field. Edwards takes about 5 steps in, and he'll make the squeeze for the first out of the inning. As Francis is retired.
Francis, first pitch swinging there, just kind of loops a little lazy line drive, and Edwards able to settle under it and make the catch.
We'll bring up Cornelis, who's got a pair of hits in the game today, including a triple. He scored 2 runs. Darnell able to throw that one by him for a strike.
And sometimes you got to wonder, moving a player from the catcher position up to the pitcher to see how his arm does. And it looks like Darnell's looking pretty good on the mound. Got a little life in his arm still.
I think he just went to coach and said, I'm tired of catching. Throw me on a mound. I'll throw strikes. Let me show you how this is done.
Yeah, he may have said, listen, if they get in a jam, just let me do it. I've seen these pitches coming at me this whole entire tournament. Let me throw at them. And a nice placement there by Darnell to get Cornelis looking on that one.
So the first 2 batters retired here in the inning. As a nice frame job behind the plate there by Justin Brady. A generous strike. We'll just call it a generous strike zone today. How about that?
Exactly. And sometimes you got to wonder, the umpire's looking up the scoreboard. Maybe he wants to get this one over with as much as anybody else.
That pitch in there for a strike. Good shot inside the Greensboro dugout. This one lifted high. We call that a major league pop fly, even though it's foul. That one was. You may have to check in with the local airport here just to make sure you didn't enter the no-fly zone.
No kidding. Eduardo last time up had that big hit to center field, which drove in 3 runs and then landed him on third base.
This one fouled away as well. Again, hats off to our crew all weekend long, and now as we turn into the final days of the tournament here from Loeb Stadium, we've had cooler temperatures, which I'm sure they've appreciated. That one gets by rim. I'd almost say you got to score that one a hit, wouldn't you?
Definitely. That was a nice hard hit ball. Rim just not able to get the glove down in time. Definitely look for the official scorer here to give him a hit on that one. And they do give him a hit.
Say if that one's in air, I feel bad for Rim because that's the hot corner right there.
You got to tip your hat to the grounds crew here at Loeb Stadium. This field, through all these games, this is what, game 13 or 14 this week?
13, yeah.
And the field just still looks absolutely immaculate out there.
And 2 more games to come tonight. We have 2 games tomorrow. Now, depending on the winners from the 2 games tomorrow will depend how many games we actually play on Wednesday. This chopper to Rim at third. Good strong throw across the diamond, and thankfully no collision there at first base as the final out is retired. Nicely done. Going 5-3 there to retire Aruba. We'll be back with more baseball from the 2017 Colt World Series presented by MTC Sports right after these messages.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
12-3 your score. There is a fan from Bay County, and he knows how to do it here at Loeb Stadium, as that gentleman has brought a umbrella with him. Doesn't need it for rain. You need that for shade here at this stadium, as it is open over the grandstands. Down in Aruba, a little work starting to ensue in the bullpen. There's Terry Bourdonnais. We just pretty much spot him. It's kind of like find Terry instead of where's Waldo? It's where's Terry, and we put him on TV pretty much every day that we're here, that we find him. As we come back for the bottom of the sixth. Ryan Saheed has done a fantastic job on the mound today. So far, 67 pitches over 5 innings. He's allowed 5 hits, given up 3 earned runs. Does have a strikeout, but he has been solid, throwing strikes all day long. 37 of his 67 pitches in the strike zone. Leading off here for Greensboro, North Carolina, it will be Cade Darnell. Rim is on deck, and if things stay the same, we believe it will be Bloss who's in the hole. 0-1 count now to Darnell, as Saheed continues to throw strikes. This one slapped into right center field. It'll get down. Darnell rounding first base hard. Good strong throw back into the infield, and that'll keep Darnell at first base. But your leadoff hitter for North Carolina is aboard as they work to get through this. There you go there, just driven into right center. Nice piece of hitting that time. And now that'll bring up Isaiah Rim. Rim has had a nice day at the plate, a pair of hits. Just has made some base running mistakes. So the leadoff hit from Darnell. Rim rips this one into the outfield. He's now 3 for 3 on the day. And that'll advance Darnell to second.
Darnell thought about going to third there and then thought better of it as he saw the center fielder come up with it.
Well, I tell you, Rim at the plate today is seeing the ball well. All 3 of his hits have been just tagged pretty hard.
He's doing a great job of getting himself on base. Now let's see if he can keep himself on base and not get caught in another running mistake.
Well, he's got a guy in front of him now, so maybe that'll slow him down just a little bit. I think as a coach, though, I'd love to have a guy like that you got to pull the reins on just a little bit.
You do. You
like got that want to.
Yes. You definitely like the aggressiveness of him.
That pitch off the plate. I know you've coached some, Mike. I've coached a little bit, and that's something I always started out every season with when I had a conversation with the team was, guys, I can teach you anything in the game except for one thing, and that's your will and drive to want to do it.
Exactly. You can put them in the positions, you can teach them all the fundamentals, but you got to have the kids out there that have the desire to want to succeed.
This one fouled back. And so hitting in this spot for Derek Martinez is Justin Brady.
Yeah, he's a new catcher in this game. See what he does at the bat here.
They throw on down here. Both runners advance, both runners safe.
Great jump there by Darnell at second. He went on first movement, and he was going as soon as the pitcher picked up his foot. As you see here, great jump, even a pitch out, but he's able to beat the throw down.
Now, Mike, I've got to say this because do you think Greensboro's got any magic in the tank here to kind of do to Aruba what had happened to them in the first 2 games of this tournament? Make a comeback here?
You've got to wonder as you see another base hit down here. That's going to bring in a couple runs. And sliding in head first to second goes Justin Brady. Nice piece of hitting there as he brings in 2 runs.
So Brady with the double. Give him a couple of RBIs here. And don't look now. I know it's still got a ways to go, but it is 12-5 as Greensboro is starting to put some more runs on the board.
You know, you asked that question as we take another look at it here. Brady out of the box quick, takes around first base and digs into second. But you asked that question. This is a Colt World Series, man. Anything could happen. We've seen it happen. You think a game is over going into the last inning and a team comes storming back. So do I believe North Carolina? Do I believe North Carolina has something in the tank? Most definitely.
So taking the mound now for Aruba is Chi-Fei Chong. We saw him pitch the other day. Came in a relief effort for Aruba. So Chong will now get handed the baseball, stake to a 7-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. There's a couple of the Aruba players in the outfield. That's your center fielder and right fielder. And St. Diego and Getz. And I'll tell you, I'm excited about these next 2 games tonight. Not that I wasn't excited about this one, but this is a consolation game. So, the winner, it's hats off to them. Getting to take in the game. But what's cool tonight is you've got 2 teams still alive in this tournament, and these teams, the 4 teams that are playing tonight, they've been very entertaining so far. So it'll be fun to see kind of what shakes out here at the end of the night.
Definitely, and like you, I'm really looking forward to these next 2, and not to kind of put more emphasis on one or the other, but I'm really excited about this next game with Michigan, knowing that they've got some excellent pitching, and then the team from Louisiana who obviously can put up some big numbers on the offensive side. I think it's going to be a great matchup.
The 2 teams that have put themselves in the driver's seat for the tournament so far are the Netherlands and the team from Upland, California. Both of those teams undefeated throughout the tournament so far. So they know they're sitting pretty.
And we've seen some great baseball out of both of those clubs. The team from Netherlands making their first trip to the Colt World Series have kind of taken this tournament by storm. They've come out here and absolutely shut down their opponents. And the team from California, they're just showing their brute strength. I mean, they've got some big kids on that team, good pitching. So we see a throw back to second and no play on that one. But team from Upland, California, they've got some great hitting throughout their lineup. Their pitching's been above average, really good, and their fielding has been phenomenal.
And they've got I think, the best jerseys in the tournament.
Oh, definitely, by far. They win the awards for the best jerseys.
This chopper to second should be an easy play and is. As McMillian is retired. However, Brady will advance on to third base for North Carolina. That's just the first out of the inning, though.
Take another look here. Mercolina this time stays back on that big hop and is able to make the play.
You got a pinch hitter here coming in. This will be Gus Hughes in the Nate Canner spot. So Hughes will come in with a chance to help his squad out here. Just 1 out in the inning. Another run awaiting just 90 feet away. This one fouled straight back. We've had a little bit of everything in this tournament, though. You've had the no-hitter, the dramatic comebacks. We saw the show from Onyx Aviles a couple nights ago, and I kind of joked around and said he now holds the the record for the most stolen bases by a coach before he exited that game. We've seen Jacob Edwards swipe, 8 bases we talked about coming into today, as this one's lifted into right field. Great play out there, covering some ground. It will plate the runner from third, so you get the job done there as a hitter. Run comes across. But then you've had the no-hitter, you've had the close games, you've had the walk-off victories. This has been a fun first 4 days for the tournament.
This has been. As we take another look here, great range by Getz over in right field to make that play. A strong arm, but definitely wasn't going to make that out at home. Good sacrifice there. You ask Gus Hughes to come off the bench, and he delivers and drives in a run.
So sac fly RBI for Hughes. Now Edwards steps to the plate, puts down the bunt as the third baseman is playing way back on the bag, and no chance of getting Edwards there. Your leadoff guy once again reaches base here for North Carolina. He's reached 3 times today.
Great job there by Edwards, noticing the third baseman playing deep, so he just lays one down the third baseline. And a little speedy guy like that, you don't have a chance of getting him out.
Clay Dilday comes in, now flew out to center. And he's bounced out basically to shortstop his last 2 times up, one of those being a double play. They throw back. Ooh, and I think they might have had Edwards there had the ball been hung on to. Edwards will scamper on down to second base. Just misplayed over there by Cornelis. Tried to apply the tag before he caught the ball.
Yes, he did. And it was a good move over there by Chung, and Cornelis just not able to hang on to it. May have caught Edwards off guard a little bit because he didn't even try to slide back into the bag.
Chi-Fi Chong in here for Aruba. This one lifted into center field. Should be a can of corn, and is. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. But Greensboro able to plate 3. Get it a little bit closer now. 12-6 your score, headed into the top of the 7th when we return.
The only way to get better is to challenge yourself. And that's what we're doing at Xfinity. We are challenging ourselves to improve every aspect of your experience. And this includes our commitment to being on time, every time. That's why if we're ever late for an appointment, we'll credit your account $20. It's our promise to you. We're doing everything we can to give you the best experience possible. Because we should fit into your life, not the other way around.
Daily since 1969, Haley's Lock, Safe & Key has provided expertise and solutions when dealing with residential or commercial security needs. Whether you're looking for a safe, seeking access solutions, or in need of automotive keys, nobody can serve you better than Haley's.
One-on-one service and simply the best solutions we've been providing at Daily for more than 40 years.
Haley's Lock, Safe & Keys. Call, visit, or find us online. 2 locations, Crawfordsville and Lafayette.
7th inning action, getting ready to head your way here from the 2017 Colt World Series presented by MTC Sports. If you've checked out our coverage this week and you've enjoyed it and you're a big sports fan, then you might as well keep tuning in, because we've got a full slate of high school and college sports headed your way through the fall and winter. We'll get kicked off here pretty soon. We've got high school volleyball headed your way, high school football, soccer, some college football. So we'll be the producing partner once again for the University of Indianapolis and Marion University down in Indianapolis. We'll be in the Putnam County area, Mike, that I know you're real familiar with.
Definitely
teaming
up with Endeavor Communications to bring you several local high school games. I know you guys do a lot of games up in the Lafayette area. Great time of year as football gets ready to start, along with volleyball and soccer.
This one lifted high into the air, center field, and Edwards is camped out underneath it. He'll make the squeeze, and the first out is retired here in the 7th.
Yeah, a little different today. Seems to be a lot easier to field the ball for the outfielders. They're not fighting that wind near as much. It kind of looks like it's just kind of blowing straight out. towards the left and center field. Not a lot of whipping around like it was the first day here.
So that was Chi Fei Chong that flew out a minute ago. This will be Sean Getz here in the 8th spot.
Getz has been on base a couple times today. Was hit by a pitch his first at bat and then was able to get a single last time.
We share the same first name. This one's driven into right field. And I'm not even going to have time to give you a good joke. I was going to say, in the same mentality, because what Sean wants, Sean gets. But he flies out to right field here.
Yeah, my partner at a weak attempt at a good joke there, but Getz flies out to right field for the second out of the inning.
Evidently my jokes only work in extra inning games really late at night. That pitch in there for a strike, because Darnell's done a nice job here coming in and just really kind of taking command of that strike zone.
Yes, he has. He's done exactly what his coach has asked him to do. Come in, throw strikes, let your defense play behind you.
This is Lisander Lambrinos.
He's 1 for 2 today. Does have himself an RBI. Played a very good defensive game at short and second.
This one hit off the hands of shortstop. Neese will have to make a strong throw and does on target. And we go 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the 7th. Greensboro's got some work cut out for him, but never say never. 12-6 your score. We'll come back, see if they can make a comeback here when we return.
Would like to think of myself as being a specialist in farm insurance because that's what I use as a farmer, is insurance. Crop insurance, I know the importance of carrying high limits of liability. Price is important. It's got to be affordable. It's got to be a main part of my operation, operating costs, because I can't afford to have a loss without coverage.
Got cameras all over the field today. You never know when we might put you on. This time, it is the Greensboro, North Carolina dugout. Those guys trailing by 6 runs. This is the first time in this tournament where we enter the 7th inning with this team where they've been behind.
Yeah,
you just got to see if they got any magic to do the same thing's been done to them.
Yeah, time for them to flip the tables on another team here. They've enjoyed a lead going into each one of their 7th innings here. Now they're on the underdog side. They've got to come back and put some runs up here.
Well, they're right here in kind of the heart of their order with 3, 4, 5 due up. Neese already with a home run to his credit.
Yeah, and you can tell why college scouts like this kid. Got a great strong arm from shortstop, soft glove, and then when he comes up to bat, he can really tear into a ball.
That pitch up and in, ball 1.
You know, not a bad pitch to start him out with here. Work that inside, set him up for something outside.
Chong delivers.
Nice pitch there.
1-1 now. Couldn't have asked for a better week temperature-wise for this tournament. In years past, it's been so hot during this week.
Well, it was funny talking to some of the coaches in the first day. They were told that, it's pretty hot here, and most of them have been here before, so they know that it's pretty hot. And they were told not to even bring jackets or anything, and they're freezing out there, especially teams from California. Aruba, they're not used to this chilly weather in August.
3-1 count. I'll tell you, the best business decision this week made by a company is Freckles Graphics. They saw the forecast as this one's lifted into right. Could be trouble. That'll get down in front of Getz, and Nice is on board. But to finish that thought, they saw the forecast, went ahead and started printing up some sweatshirts, which I've never seen offered down there in the corridors you come in. And they were selling those things like hotcakes.
Oh, yes. You saw them things being worn by everybody out here. Nice little bloop hit to right field by Nice as he's able to drop it in front of Getz.
That'll bring up Jake Bloss. Did not start the game. But since it's come in, he bounced into a double play in his first plate appearance. That one in there for a strike.
You've got to wonder if Greensboro try to be aggressive here to get Nice advanced to second to prevent a double play, or if they'll hold him at first. Another nice pitch there by Chong as Nice does not attempt to go anywhere.
0-2 count. That one up out of the zone, 1-2. That's a good waste of a pitch there.
That was. I think they wanted the pitch up, but maybe not that high. Bloss doing a good job of laying off of it. And maybe with 0-2, they thought the runner might be on the move.
This one slapped towards short.
Chance for two here. Oh, just
couldn't dig it out at first base, but the catcher is there to back it up. And that'll keep Bloss at first.
That's a great job there by the catcher. And I've seen that a lot this weekend, and that's the type of things as a coach you love to see as your first baseman hustling down to back that play up. Check here. It was going to be a tough turn anyway, but if he makes that dig, they probably get him. And if that catcher's not there, Bloss is probably standing on second base.
K. Darnell steps in. Started the day behind the plate. Has been on the mound over the last inning and a half. Watch his first pitch strike.
And Chong's doing a great job here of just being right around the strike zone. And even Nice, that got the single to lead off the inning, didn't hit the ball hard. It was just a little flare into right field. So he's keeping the batters off balance, not letting them get the barrel out to lead it.
Darnell 2 for 3 on the day. He's got a pair of singles. He scored 2 runs as well. This one a chopper towards third. It'll be foul. And probably the guy who's had the best day at the plate stands on deck in Isaiah Rim. 3 for 3. Does have an RBI. Scored a run.
And I think he's also ran the most footage around bases, even between bases.
Even the zigzags back and forth. This one lifted into the gap. That should get down. It will. Nice job by Getz to get there and cut it off, but then it gets away from him. Darnell basically forces Bloss to third base as he just decided, I'm going 2, you better get to 3.
Yeah, I think Darnell had a better read on what happened out there as Getz wasn't able to field it cleanly. As you take a look at it here, that hop kind of tied Getz up as he tried to grab it barehanded. Darnell sees it hit the ground and forces Bloss over to third.
Isaiah Rim now.
You know, if you're Aruba, you still can't panic here because even if these 2 runs score, they're still down by 4. So, you just kind of patiently get your outs here. Don't worry about those 2 runners on base. Focus on the hitter here.
Up out of the zone, ball 1. That one out of the zone.
I'm really impressed with the shortstop Lambrinos out there. He's talking after every pitch. He's moving at all times. He's backing up the throw to the pitcher from the catcher. He's always moving towards the end. And he even told Mercolina after that last pitch, when that throw comes back, be moving in. You could see him signaling to him. And that time Mercolina was moving in just to prevent any kind of overthrow.
It makes you wonder because he looks like he's carrying like natural leadership skills. Why we haven't seen him the first 2 games.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder. Kid looks like he's a very good baseball player. He seems to have some good field smarts about him. Seems to understand the game really well.
3-1 count, hitter's pitch here. Great eye.
Yeah, and I think they were kind of pitching around Rem there. They know he's done some damage today.
That's going to load the bases for Justin Brady.
And we got a mound visit here as the head coach from Aruba will come out and talk to Chung. Looks like they might be making a pitching change.
They will take the ball from Chung.
Looks like Cal Maduro making his way to the mound.
So Cal Maduro, we've seen him pitch in this tournament as well. He'll be asked to come in and secure these final 2 outs as Maduro gets loose. So Justin Brady will step in. He's 1 for 1 on the day, a double with a couple of RBIs. And boy, he's got a chance to have a real big day here. You hit one in the gap or down the lines, you may be able to plate all 3 runs.
Definitely. And
then you start to panic a little.
Yes, yes. I mean, right now, there's no 6-run home runs in baseball, so you're all right. But if he plates 3 guys here and cuts us lead in half, then when you start bringing the tying run into the on-deck circle or into the in the hole position, then you get a little nervous. And knowing the way teams have been able to come back in this tournament, it's got to be in the back of your mind if you are Aruba.
You know, as I'm watching pitcher get loose here, the one thing that's concerning is everything is up. And right now you got 1 out in the inning. You'd love to just see something down. And if he's able to get a ground ball, we know that middle infield. We've seen it today with Mercolina and with Lambrinos. They can turn that double play.
Definitely. And with the strong arm of Francis at third, even a grounder to third could turn into an easy double play. So, yeah, you want to see Maduro start working down with everything. Don't leave everything up. Because as we saw last time when Justin Brady came up, he drove one to right field, a nice single down right along the line. If he drives one down in that corner this time, he could clear the bases easily.
For Chong, his day came to an end. He went 1 1/3 innings pitched, 25 pitches, gave up 3 hits and walked 1. No earned runs as of yet. However, he's responsible for the 3 guys on base. A pitch inside for a ball.
You see with that first pitch, Maduro does have a little more velocity than Chung. That may have been the thinking there to bring in something to change the speed of the bats up. That one must have been just a bit high. The umpire signals ball 2.
2-0 count now. Brady, left-handed hitting catcher here. A lot of real estate out there in the gaps between left and center. And even in center and to right.
Good job here as the catcher comes out to have a little conversation with his pitcher just to calm him down, maybe get their signals straight.
If you're Brady, you can't swing at the next two pitches. I don't care where they're at.
No, not in this situation. You've only got one out. He is yet to throw a strike. You've got to be patient here. Know that you've got 3 pitches to see.
And there's your ball 4. That'll bring a run home. And that'll move the base runners around. That'll be Larry McMillian with an opportunity to come in as the score is 12-7.
He's yet to get a ball out of the infield today. Look for him to try to drive something through here. As you see the middle infielders playing deep.
McMillian watches ball 1 go by. And now I think the take sign's got to be on until you see a strike.
You have to. You've got to be patient here, especially with bases loaded. Can't afford to chase something that's not in the strike zone. Wait for him to show that he can throw a strike.
Especially with McMillian today. 0 for 3 at the plate. If you're a Greensboro fan, you're just saying that just means he's due. Because a 1 for 4 day, you'll take that from time to time, especially if you knock in some runs.
Exactly, and right here would be a great opportunity for him to break out.
That pitch up and in, 2-1 now. You got to wonder how long of a leash Maduro will have, especially if he walks another runner here.
Yeah, and I don't see anybody up in their bullpen, so don't know if they're planning on riding him out here, having confidence in him.
This is a chopper to short. Throw across the diamond. Not in time. And how about the speed from Larry McMillian?
Man, he got down the line in a hurry there. That was a slow, high chopping ball, but man, he still flew down that line and able to drive in the run.
He went 0 to 60 faster than a Corvette that time.
Take a look at this here. He even stumbled a little bit getting out of the box, but he put his head down and was charging down that line.
Showing off the speed. Now Gus Hughes at the plate. And here comes a mound visit for Maduro.
Yeah, and he's going to have to come out of the game. Who are they going to go to?
This is actually just the first visit, so they don't have to pull him just yet. He's not made a motion yet. Again, we've seen some mound visits. And you notice a lot of teams, they huddle up there real close together. When Aruba comes out, I think they know everybody's getting yelled at this time. We're going to keep some space.
Yeah, none of them want to get in there too tight.
So Maduro will stay on, at least for now. Greensboro down 12-8. Your tying run is at the plate.
And Gus Hughes, his last time up, he came in with a big RBI sac fly.
Breaking pitch in there for a strike.
Nice pitch there by Maduro to get ahead this time.
That breaking pitch out of the zone. 1-1 now.
Each runner taking a good lead here for Greensboro. Nice pitch there by Maduro to be able to break that over the inside corner.
He's starting to find the zone with that. And that was probably the nastiest one he's thrown so far.
Yeah, and I think they finally decided his fastball just wasn't finding the spot, so let's change it up here.
He'll step off. I think some confusion over the pitch being called in that time. Maduro with a little bit of a smile. This breaking pitch fouled off, and wow, look out down in the fans. That one went right between a couple of people taking in the game.
Yeah, you definitely have to be heads up at these games. Those balls come flying in. And when you're in the stands, sometimes something can be obstructing your view. That ball can find you.
For Hughes, it looks like he's starting to figure out that breaking pitch a little bit.
Yeah, and you almost would expect to see something low and away here from Maduro.
They're setting up outside. Breaking pitch that time comes way back inside. And even if that one's close, you're probably not getting it because you saw your catcher come all the way back across the zone.
Exactly. You know, and that's key for a pitcher, be able to hit their spots. Like you said, even though that may have been a strike there, that catcher's set up on that outside spot, and if the umpire sees him move 2 feet to go catch a ball, you're not getting that call.
2-2 count now, 1 out. Gus Hughes with an opportunity to be the hero here for Greensboro. And that one hits him. Your runner will come home from third. Hughes will head down to first, and that'll plate another run. Creeping ever
Take a
closer
look.
now.
That one hits, and you see Hughes fling that bat over towards the first base dugout. And I did see his coach down at third base kind of look down at him and point to his head, you know, tell him to use his head. Don't be doing anything stupid to get thrown out of here.
That brings us back to the top of the lineup. You've got Edwards, Dilday, and Neese now. Your next three due up for North Carolina. And Edwards is, you might as well call him Mr. Always on Base because 3 out of 4 times he's been there.
Yeah, and with his speed, he's a tough out at first base, even with a routine ground ball in the infield.
And Maduro's struggling to throw strikes right now.
Now, it looks like there may be some confusion from the dugout that maybe the sign from the dugout wasn't what was relayed to him.
It could be that Maduro just has no confidence in the pitches they're sending in, and he's trying to throw the pitch he thinks is going to get there.
That could be too. Though it looked like he motioned over a sign to the dugout, and the dugout was not having any part of it.
Maduro comes set. In there for a strike. Edwards upset.
Ooh.
He's having a conversation with the umpire. He's at least letting him say his piece, but for Edwards, you got 2 strikes on you. You got to protect. And the one thing I will say about this, whether this umpire's strike zone is bigger than what you would think, that's a strike.
That's a strike. That's a nice pitch right there.
That's a lot closer than some of the other ones we've seen called today.
Yes, and Edwards definitely not happy about it. I do have to tip my hat to the umpire because he took a lot more from him than he should have.
This one to short, on to first, and that will do it. Aruba comes away victorious here in the Consolation Game of the 2017 Colt World Series. Greensboro did make an attempt to make it interesting here in the 7th inning, but your final now, 12-9. Congratulations to Aruba. Congratulations to North Carolina. Both of those teams making it into the tournament this year. We wish them the best and hope that we get to see them again in the future. We're going to go ahead and sign off for now. We still have 2 more games headed your way this evening. The next one, Bay County, Michigan versus Louisiana. And then later this evening, it will be Mexico versus South Korea. For Mike Rossick, I'm Sean Walker. I'll turn things over to Greg Rakestraw. You guys will take the next 2. We bid you adieu for now here from the 2017 Colt World Series. We'll be back with more coverage shortly.